Welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Miss K. If this is your first time coming across my channel, welcome. Please be sure to subscribe if you like the vibe. Hit that notification bell so you know when I upload more videos like this one. And tonight, guys, we are going to be talking about the latest episode of House of the Dragon, season 2, episode number 6. And that episode is called Smallfolk. Okay. um Let me just make sure that, hey, Michelle Wadler, how are you, boo boo? How did you guys like the episode? I honestly don't want to get into too much about how I liked or disliked the episode until probably like the end of the recap. What's up, so iconic and Rashonda Gray? Yes, you finally caught a live. You be catching lives though sometimes, but it's okay. Thank you so much for your support. Okay, y'all. We gonna get into this. Okay, we got the let them eat cake or let them eat fish. Which one? Which one do you want to eat? You want to eat cake or you want to eat fish? Because some people threw that nasty, funky, slimy. Ugh, that was so disgusting. They straight threw that dead fish guts at her face, at Alicent's face. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. We know that Alicent, for those that are not Team Green, this girl has been deserving of this. It's a long time coming. This is the mess that you have helped stir the freak up, okay? Stir fry it, honey. This is what you helped out, all right? However, I've been softening up on this girl just a little bit. I've been, softening up to her, should I say. Not warming up to her, just softening just a little bit. So I ain't feel bad when she got hit with that. I did not feel bad at all. I'm just saying, prepare for when I talk a little bit about how this chick is not as hateful, in my opinion, as she used to be, or I don't hate her as much. Okay, so we're gonna talk about that as well, guys. So listen, when the episode starts off, we've got Jason Lannister, and he's coming to this other lord, I believe, at the Golden Tooth. I don't know who that guy's name is. I'm pretty sure that people that are really heavy into the books, I have read some of the book, but because of the show, I didn't really want to do too much, so I tried not to read too much. But I read enough to know what is probably gonna go on, unless they switch the story, which they have been doing. Okay, but anyway, so I don't know that guy. I'm pretty sure there's other folks that knew his name, blah blah blah, and that's totally fine. What's up, Antigone? I think that's your name, babes. So, oh, can I back up a little bit? Did y'all notice that the Reigns of Castamere were playing? I was like, what? They're playing the Reigns of Castamere? Like, I love that kind of stuff. And just like on the first episode when we were going to the wall, they were playing the Stark music. So I like all those little cute little things, cute little details. What's up, J Mac? I'm on this channel to support this particular channel. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So, yes, I have both of my channels streaming right now because I didn't want to be up in here talking by myself. Okay, on the other channel, because it's so new, the one for the watch, it's so new that when I go live, there's nobody on the lives, and I'm not used to that. Okay, so look, I don't mind it. I can do it, but I don't really want to talk to myself. I want to interact with y'all. That's why I have channels. So until that channel continues to pick up and grow, I'm gonna be streaming both at the same time, which is cool. So yeah, for the watch. J Mac is watching from For the Watch. Thank you, J Mac. I appreciate it. Get them numbers up and them likes, honey. All right, y'all. So let's get into this. So now like I said, Jason Lannister is at the Golden Tooth. He has reached there with his men, okay? And he's telling him, he said, listen, send word to my brother, because Jason and Tylan, who is on the small council, are twin brothers, okay? So he's like, send word to my brother and let him know that me and my men are ready to march. But we're not doing nothing without Aemond and Vhagar. Okay? So the guy's like, okay, well, what are you gonna do until then? Like until you get a response? And Jason is like, listen, we've been traveling the whole time. We love to see what you got to offer. We want these the amenities and all that stuff. Like we're good. Like we're literally not going anywhere. And when I tell you guys, this dude Jason just had me thinking to myself, is Lannister like is a hole hereditary for Lannisters? Because it's like, why is like, I don't want to say every other Lannister because most of the Lannisters were buttholes, like the ones that we saw on Game of Thrones. The only one that probably wasn't a butthole was Tyrion, okay? And then you had Tommen and Marcella, whatever. But that was about it. It's like, it's hereditary. I'm like, oh my gosh, these Lannisters are freaking jerks. Anyway, yes, Antigone, the arrogance is in the bloodline. You are so correct. All up and through the bloodline, just disgusting. Okay, so anyway, and how about the boldness of having a freaking caged lion? Did y'all see that? Came through the lion. Like, listen, y'all got dragons, but I got me a lion. Like what? And I mean, hey, and we already know that the lion, the freaking dragon will tear the lion up. But hey, we got a lion, and that's just that. Okay, so anywho, now let's go into this whole part where, of course, Aemond is very pissed off at the fact that he has been summoned. Okay, he's like, "Are you the audacity? He summons me, like I'm some freaking dog." He's like, "I'm the Prince Regent, not some dog to be summoned." That's what he said. Okay, so Tylan, because he's basically directing this to Tylan because Tylan is the one that has to bring back the news to the small council and Aemon. So in this scene, we also hear, because like I said, Tylan is trying to defend his brother in this moment, and he brings up the fact that there is a large dragon in the Riverlands, guys. And so at this point, I'm wondering who that dragon is. In the book, we know that there is Cannibal, and there's Sheep Stealer, and there's I think Ghost or something, like, I don't remember. Like I said, I read a nice amount of it, but I tried to stop myself in certain parts because I like being surprised and everything. And I don't like to know too freaking much, okay? Now, because later on in the scene, we also see that as our girl Rhaena is walking with little Joffrey in the Vale, she sees that there's, she sees that there's like little lamb bones on the ground. And she knows what it looks like when there has been a dragon around. So she's kind of spooked, and she's like saying to Lady Jane, like, "You weren't honest with me." You know what I'm saying? You over here talking about you want a dragon and whatnot, but you like, what the heck? Y'all seem to have a dragon over here. And so Lady Jane tells her that there is a large dragon roaming around in the Vale, but it's wild, alas. So basically it ain't what I need. I need something that I can tame and all that good stuff. Okay, guys? So I want to skip to the part where Daemon is, well, this is not necessarily the part, but we'll just go from that. So Aemon dismisses everyone from the small council. Yeah, actually, this is the part, sorry. But he tells his mother that I want you to stay behind, okay? It kind of reminds me of, like, in Game of Thrones, whenever Tywin Lannister, he told everybody to leave the small council, and Tyrion always tried to leave. He's like, "Not you." So it kind of reminded me of that moment. So he calls her back, "Mother," so she's turning around and she tries to tell him, like, whatever he's about to say. She's like, "Listen, I need you to proceed with caution, okay? I know you want to be bold and all that stuff, but I need you to think." He don't want to hear nothing she got to say. "Mother, can you remind me of your purpose on the small council? I need to understand this. I need to know." And she's like, "Oh, I served your father, and when he, in the time of need, when he was sick, and blah blah blah." And he's like, "Well, I don't see the purpose for you here. You served when there was a need, but now there is no need for you. So I'm going to relieve you of your little seat here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, guys, to me, he was definitely giving no girls allowed kind of energy. All right. And I mean, that's what all of these dudes are doing on here, to be quite frank. That's what they're all doing. But this is that time. It's a man's world. They ain't trying to hear nothing from no daggone woman. Okay. Now, even in the small council, we saw her trying to give advice, and he just like cut her off and started talking to Tylan, telling him that he wants an alliance with the Triarchy because he's tired of the blockade. I'm grown tired of this blockade. And then he tells Sir Kristen, listen, I think that it's time for you to go to Harrenhal. You know, so he's out here really. Look, I'm gonna say this: we know that neither him or his brother are good kings. We just gotta say that, right? However, he's definitely much better and headstrong and everything when it comes to, you know, trying to go out here and make little plays for this war going on. You know what I'm saying? But he's just not good because look, there's an issue with the people and he don't give two damns. Okay, now let me see what y'all talking about in here. Antigone says dismissed her to more domestic duties. Right, that was so sexist, right? Domestic duties. This lady been on the small council for how many years? Running in her, as much as we hated this chick, well, a lot of us, she was running the daggone country per se, or kingdom. You know, her and her daddy. Okay, getting rid of your mom on your council when she was there first is nasty work. I guess so. You know, for real. Oh my gosh. So next, guys, we have Corlys, and I don't have any picture of him, but I just wanted to mention it real quick. You know, we see that he does accept his position as Rhaenyra's hand, but when they were talking about, you know, this whole plan that she has, her quote unquote mad plan that she has, we didn't hear him say anything. At least I don't remember him saying anything. And if he did say something, it was very unnoticeable for me. Okay, so now during this small council meeting, like I said, this is when Rhaenyra brings up her mad plan that she and her son Jace talked about in the last episode. Okay, the plan to find riders with Targaryen blood. So the best candidate right now is Stefan Darkland. Okay, now as dangerous as this is, we see Stefan Darkland, he's honored and he's willing to try, even though Rhaenyra warns him and she's like, you know that I'm not like making you do this, right? This is something very dangerous, and if it doesn't work, you can die, right? And he's like, I'm here to serve you, my queen, you know, I'm willing to die for you. And I was like, okay, Stefan, I appreciate it, my guy. I love all valor and stuff, you know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, guys, you know what happened. My guy got charred, but can we freaking just talk about this really quickly? Like, what was up with the whole, like, head fake with Seasmoke? I was very disappointed in him. Like, I just knew it wasn't going to happen, though. Like, I mean, I didn't know it was going to happen, but I did know that it wasn't going to happen because, you know, because this is what I'm saying about the whole knowing what's going to go on in the book thing. You already know who's going to ride Seasmoke unless they change it. So I was like, okay, if they're going to see, my thing is, I didn't think she was going to choose Seasmoke out of all of the dragons to test it out first. Maybe it's because Seasmoke is the smallest one out of the three that she needs riders for. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, because, you know, but anyway, I think so, because I think Vermithor is definitely bigger than Seasmoke. And I think Silverwing might be bigger than Seasmoke as well. But I know for a fact that Vermithor is bigger than Seasmoke, okay? So I'm thinking that these freaking older dragons that have been, you know, just chilling somewhere, and, you know, that's who she was gonna get. But she brings old Seasmoke, who been wilding out, mad emotional and stuff like that. She already mentioned that to Massaria a few episodes ago. She bring this freaking guy, this unstable dragon, with all of these feelings, and then he keep playing tricks on people. The hiders, look kitty, and then this freaking dude puts his neck out as if he's gonna let the guy get on. I was like, really, Seasmoke? Yes, I was so disappointed in him. And you got Sir Darkland talking about some, I have done it. I was like, I just kind of knew, baby, that no. I just knew it. I was like, especially because he did that. When that corny "I have done it" line came out, I just kind of knew that it was gonna be over for my guy, and I was just like, Seasmoke, how dare you? I'm so pissed. Hi, Greek girl. You said that was comedy. It really wasn't. I was just like, why? Like, why would you put your neck out like that? Okay, sure. To hide it, look at it. Okay, sure. Let me. Nope. Up in Seasmoke. Oh my gosh, so freaking terrible, y'all. So, oh, damn you, Seasmoke. We're gonna talk about Seasmoke a little later because this guy, and then Sir Darkland was like, I'm not going out like this. He done slit his own throat and everything, but he was still screaming. So, I mean, I guess he quickened his death a little bit, and there you have that, guys. So now, guys, we have this scene here where not Sir, Lord Bartimos, not to be confused with the House of Batiatus, okay, my guys. This is Lord Bartimos, okay, and after these shenanigans with Seasmoke, here I'm freaking was walking behind Rhaenyra, talking all of this trash and kind of rubbing it in her face, saying that it was her quote unquote sensational decision. He basically telling her that it was unconventional. Like, did you remember that I told you that I had a plan of something but was more conventional, And she was not trying to hear that. And she just turned around and bop, smack fire right the heck out of his behind. Look at his face. He's like, this freaking chick. He was not happy. But, she's like, it's my fault that you have forgotten to fear me. I think that's what I think, at least, right? So, look, normally I don't like to watch anybody else's reviews before I get my own out. But I was listening to somebody the other day, just heard just a little bit, because like I said, I ain't trying to do all that. No, I don't want to mix anybody else's stuff up with mine. They were saying that they really hated this part. They didn't like the fact that she smacked him and all that. And I didn't have a problem with the smack. I'm not going to lie, guys. I'm not saying that I'll endorse it. I'm not saying that I'm here for it. I just didn't have an issue with it. I think that she probably should have been smacking a whole bunch of other folks. That she should have been doing a lot freaking more, because all of these guys don't fear her. You know what I mean? We heard her telling Jace later on, listen, these guys, they look at me as their mother or their sister or something like that. They need to look at me like, somebody of strength with, shield and sword, whatever she said, right? So she's really just tired of this whole thing where every little thing is questioned. She feels like her son is even questioning her and all of this. Now, my problem with this whole thing that they're doing with Rhaenyra is that when she was a younger girl, we saw that she was very she was giving Arya, right? And a lot of people caught that. Now that she's older, she's very reserved. And I just don't know how to take that right now. I think, for me, I'm trying to rationalize with myself, like, okay, maybe it's because she's really trying to honor her father. And she's really trying to honor her great-grandfather, King Jaehaerys, the great conciliator. You know what I'm saying? So there has been peace in the realm under their reigns. So I'm feeling like maybe she's trying to keep that peace, but at the same time, like, girl, you are gonna have to probably start smacking a few more folk. And I'm happy that it happened in front of other people. Like Jay said, people are just it's a buzz in the castle. Like, folks is talking about the smack heard around freaking Dragonstone. Good. Go run tell that. Because you running up behind me talking so daggone much, you needed a smack. And then she was like, she definitely pulled the Viserys when she was like, yeah, he lucky I ain't take his tongue out. Okay? I'm like, yeah, girl, get on that. Get on that. Okay? Look, I totally don't mind her being reserved like daddy or trying to keep peace, but right now other stuff needs to take place. You know what I'm saying? I don't want her to turn mad like Dany or nothing like that, but I just want her to be more about that action. You know, if she looked up to Visenya has some tactics now. Use them things, girl. Visenya knew how to go into the veil and have the little boy bouncing on her knee and everything. That's very, very intimidating and intimidating to do. Just do something like that. I ain't have to hurt nobody or nothing like that. I'm just letting you know that, look, I can touch you, I can touch your child, but we don't want it to go there. You know what I'm saying? And I got my dragon parked outside as well, so we can make this happen. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, she really doesn't have to be a mad queen. She doesn't have to do anything like that. But if that's who you looked up to, then girl, go on and get the looking up to. Like, stop playing around. Because I'm getting tired of this. I feel like I'm on some kind of weird ride where she's just, I don't know what the heck she's doing, y'all. And I'm team black. And I don't have anything against the team greens. I'm just letting you know I'm team black. Okay? I'm team black. Let me see what you guys are talking about. He was mad disrespectful. He earned that. He really did. Because it's like, just shut up. I'm so tired of every little thing that I do. You guys have so much to say. Like, just hush. He deserved it, though. They were definitely playing in Rhaenyra's face. Yeah, they've been laughing. You know, they've been doing a lot to Rhaenyra. And I feel, and see, the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying about this weird ride that I feel like I'm on with her is that I keep saying, oh, thank you for the Cash App, J Mac. I appreciate you. I keep thinking to myself, okay, this right here can show that she is on the verge of, you know what I'm saying, going off the handle, right? Like, maybe this is a little hint that it's coming. However, because it's such a slow burn, it also makes me question if it's going to freaking happen. You know, and I'm not going to spoil it for you guys with the books, but like, you know, the only thing that I could see her making her turn crazy is, you know, a certain serious situation or event taking place, and that's all I'm gonna say, because as of right now she's on chill, and I'm just like, girl, we need you to get that fire and blood going, please. Okay, the books are so funny too. George R. R. Martin is a genius. Oh, you guys are talking to each other. There is humor everywhere. The writers know what they're doing. Yes. Okay, so B1 says she should have kept her composure and punished him another way, though. That looked weak. Okay, we got Team Green in the building, obviously. welcome, Team Green. Okay, is that the name? Celtigars? Stay jealous of the Targs. From Valyria, but never Dragon Riders. Complete jealousy got his... Okay, so that's where it comes from? Thank you for that. See? Thank you so much, because he was really giving, like, he was definitely giving like he's jealous. All right, so we're gonna move on from that one. Let me see what else we have. All right, guys, so let's go to Harrenhal. Now, at Harrenhal, guys, I'm looking at with the hearts. Okay, so yeah, and taking. Okay, come on, girl, talk your stuff. Okay, so at Harrenhal, guys, we finally see Viserys. Yay! Woo! Give it up for Viserys. His ghost has came. I was so happy to see it. To see him. We're saying, look, you're bringing back young Rhaenyra. Please make sure you bring back Viserys as well. Loved him. And then we got Aemond as well, his wife, his deceased wife. I'm like, okay, go ahead, put some respect on Aemond. I know in the show they pronounce her name Emma, but I'm going by the whole Aegon type of thing, so that's what I'm doing, y'all. All right, now we see Viserys's ghost, right? And in this haunting or hallucination, whatever it is, we see Viserys making Daemon relive the whole Air for a Day incident. Okay. Now in season 1, we knew that Viserys felt betrayed when he heard that Daemon was mocking his deceased baby boy, but in this vision or haunting, Daemon can see that his brother was very hurt by it, right? So after Viserys sent Daemon away, Daemon sees Viserys weeping. So that's something that he did not see in season 1. He just sent him away. So he wasn't able to see how hurt his brother was. So this is my take on this, guys, okay? Viserys, before this, Viserys also told Daemon that he was supposed to be by his side during such a tragedy, right? But instead, you're out here laughing at my pain with the horrors and the lick spittles. That was cool. While you celebrate your own rise, you know? So for me, I feel like this was probably the worst vision for Daemon. You know, I think he feels bad for not being there for his brother and, you know, for hurting him, right? So this is probably why in a later scene we see him comforting Viserys after he loses Aemond. Now, I feel like this is probably reflective of something that he wishes he could have done, right? Like this is a regret of his. So, I mean, I could be wrong, but look, what did you hear him say? What did you hear Daemon say to his brother? He said, "I'm sorry that I wasn't here. I'm here now." Right? So, it's a lot going on in his mind while he's at Harrenhal. A lot of stuff that's being revealed, that it's like his mind is being revealed to us. So the craziest thing to me was him chopping off young Rhaenyra's head. That was weird because we know he loved young Rhaenyra. So for him to chop off her head was like, oh snap. But it was because I think that was kind of like symbolic of him wanting her crown, you know, because what happened when he chopped her head off? I think the crown fell to the floor and everything like that, right? But he loves his brother. He definitely loved young Rhaenyra. I never doubted that he loved his brother. Remember that time when he came, that last effort that he made to he got out of bed. I mean, the guy was almost freaking dead, and he's trying to climb to the Iron Throne. His crown falls off, and then he refuses help from everybody else. But when Daemon comes to help him, he's looking like, who's helping me? He sees that it's his brother. He allows it. Then he helps him sit on the throne, and he puts the crown on his head. Oh my gosh, that was just so freaking touching for me. Okay. Anyway, so let me see. I think someone said that. Michelle, thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate you, hun. So Greek girl, she says, I can't see most of the chat. So weird seeing messages on my screen, but not in the chat. What's happening here is that I am going live from 2 different channels. Okay, I have another channel called Rewind That with Miss K. And because the other channel that you're on, which is For the Watch, is a newer channel, and every time I go live on that channel, I have nobody in the chat, so I know that people were gonna show up on the other channel, so that's why. And I want to be interactive and talk with you guys, so that's the reason why I'm doing it from both channels. So there you have it. So yes, but welcome, dear, welcome. Okay, so once the other channel picks up, then I'll be more, you know, it most likely won't go like this. But I think for the rest of the season, it's only 2 more episodes, so, you know. He wanted her to shut up. I thought she was making him mad with the things she was saying. Okay, that might be, yeah. That could be another thing, too. But, you know, I liked this. I've always loved seeing the brothers together, even though they have that, you know, that weird dynamic. But, you know, once again, guys, it's this whole second son syndrome that we were talking about one time. I think it was on Lamont's channel. It's just like these second sons are always like, they always want more, you know? And we're going to talk about that with Adam of Hall soon. But, yeah, they always want more, guys. More. Okay, let's see what we have next. So Iconic says, these moments are really humanizing Daemon. It's making me forget about his selfish ways. Yeah, and I think we needed this because I felt like we were losing him. Like, you know, like I said, I'm just feeling so confused. I don't know where to go. I've always liked Daemon, to be honest. I don't like some of the things that he's done, but I've always liked him because I feel like he's one of those complex characters that at the end of the day, he's really about his family and he wouldn't betray them. That's at least how I look at him. But what he was doing, I was like, what are you doing behind Rhaenyra's back and stuff? But like Mysaria was saying, because Rhaenyra has the same type of fear. Like, I think that he's gonna turn on me. And Mysaria said, no, that's not his way. His way is more to disappear, you know what I'm saying, than to turn on you. But we've heard his thoughts. He would like to take the Iron Throne for himself. He don't have any intentions on, deleting her. But he's like, yeah, she could join me as my wife and we can, rule together as king and queen. But my plan is to take the throne. This is what I've always wanted, So let's see where else we're at, guys. After no, we're not on that part yet, guys. So after this scene right here, no. After the first vision, sorry, I'm going. I kind of moved around too much. So after the first vision of Viserys, right? Daemon tried to leave Harrenhal, okay, and he tells Alice Rivers that something is wrong with him. Someone has poisoned him, okay. But somehow, after they speak a few words, because she's like, "Oh, you were just gonna leave without telling me this and that." They're talking. She eventually tells him that the crown is a burden to bear, right? Because he's like, oh, she didn't even want it, but he gave it to her. And she's like, well, maybe that's the reason why Viserys wanted his daughter to have the crown, because a lot of times the people that want it are the ones that shouldn't have it. And that's how it is in life all the time. I mean, most of the time, guys, in my opinion. So after this, he asked her for help. And she's like, oh, you need help, but he's saying, no, I need counsel, okay? So she tells him, don't do anything now, because in 3 days, the winds will shift, okay? And so that's when, in a later scene, we find out, and I guess, obviously, this was 3 days later, Grover Tully died, right? And so now we know that that little boy, Oscar Tully, is now the Lord Paramount of the Riverlands, okay? And here's the interesting thing about this whole situation, guys. Simon Strong, when he was telling him of the news, telling Daemon of the news, he mentions that Alice Rivers was there as a healer. Okay, she did all she can, or something like that, to the effect. It was all these different people were there trying to do what they could for him, and amongst them was Alice Rivers. Okay, sure, she did all she could. All right, she freaking helped him into the grave. She sped it along, just the way Daemon tried to tell little Oscar to freaking what did he tell his mother, his uncle? I mean his grandfather, or something like that. Like, just basically speed it along, okay? Oh my gosh. So I think we're definitely gonna see something different when it comes to little Oscar Tully, because he's got some honor in him, okay? Like, I'm not gonna do that. That's not our way. The fact that he said that's not our way without even uttering the house words family, duty, honor, I love that whole thing. Like, that's not our way. We don't do that to our family, okay? No, we don't just delete our family members so that we can rise to our stations. Like, what? And where am I going? Like, I'm 10. You know what I'm saying? And I know that he ain't really 10. But he might as well be. He's probably between, like, 12 and 15 or something like that. He got some sense on him. Okay? Let me see what Greek is. She did all she could, all right. I was right this when you said it. Right? So we are here. We are definitely here with it. Definitely did all she could. I'm like, oh my gosh, this girl went over and did some stuff. So this is after the dream or the vision that he's hugging Viserys, and he's like, I'm here for you and I'm sorry. So it seems the one connection that I made with this vision is that when he woke up from this vision, he woke up to good news. Seems like every time he's having one of these visions, it's more like a nightmare for him. He wants to get out, help me, open the door, this and that. And, he tried to get at Sir Simon. What kind of game are you playing at? Putting a dagger to his throat and all this stuff. But this time he wakes up and it almost looks like it's something he probably didn't really want to wake up from. You know what I mean? But he woke up to good news, I guess. And we're going to see how good that news is for next week's episode, guys, because like I said, little Oscar got some sense on him. I don't think he's gonna be able to just run over him. And then you've got all those other lords of the Riverlands. And in the last week's episode, they told him, we will not follow you. We don't care if you have a dragon. You're a freaking tyrant. We're not gonna follow you. Okay, so anyway, let's see where else we are, guys. So the next scene I want to talk about is this scene right here. Lord Corlys wants Alyn to sail with him at his as his first mate. Okay, so he doesn't want it, guys. He's giving me all of the Jon Snow. I don't want it. I don't want it. Okay, let me just finish saying this because I'm kind of annoyed with both the brothers, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'll tell you why. So so when Alyn asks if it was an order or a request, Corlys was like, I expect to see you, I expect you to report to duty first thing in the morning, okay? All right, and so we see that he's also covering his head in this episode. And look, at this point, it's like, why are you doing it? But I think he kind of answered the question later on. We saw him shaving his head, so obviously his hair is coming in. He's a silverhead child. His hair is coming. He's not a child, but you know what I mean. His hair is coming in, and I think it's really him. He is the one that wants to hide who he is, or that he's the Velaryon or whatever. Well, he's not a Velaryon, he's a bastard, but you know what I'm saying, guys, right? Because what he was telling his brother Adam, he was basically saying, like, I don't want to give the men that I'm leading the wrong impression. And for me, what I took out of that was that he was saying, like, I don't want them to think that just because they see that I'm silver-haired, and obviously it's going to be easy to put two and two together, that he is Corlys's bastard child, that I got some type of favor, you know, that I didn't earn all the stuff that I got going on, or that I'm going to, you know, that I didn't earn the stuff that you see me have, right? So I think that's his main thing, but it honestly annoys me. Like, even looking at his face right now just kind of annoys me, because it's just like he seems so, like, sulky all the time. And I'm just like, bro, just, like, if you see an opportunity coming for you, and you guys know that all this time you were either overlooked or whatever the heck, and you've been in the shadows of High Tide and all this, like, then accept it now. The tide has turned. Accept it. Stuff is happening for your life now. You know, and I think that's the same thing that Adam is trying to tell him. Now, for me, I think Adam annoys me a little bit because he's just so eager to... I'm sorry to be annoyed by Adam, guys. He didn't do anything wrong. I think Alyn annoys me more than Adam. But I think it's because they're not giving us too much to go off of with them. We don't really see them that much. So I think just seeing his face like this all the time, and always telling his brother, just let it go, and you know, it's never gonna be ours, and this and that, this old grumpiness is annoying me, you know. And so, yeah, that's probably what it is. Like, Corlys is trying. He has been awful to them, but give Pops a chance. Yeah, he has been awful. And you know, like, Rhaenys, like, that kind of was like her last wish before she died, even though she didn't know she was gonna die, and saying, like, listen, you might as well give Driftmark to you know, to him. But we got Alyn over here who's like Mr. Sulky, and it's just... I'm annoyed with it. It just gets on my nerves. Sometimes there's certain characters that annoy me for a little while, and I don't always know exactly why, but I do know why. I think it's just hard to explain. It's hard to explain. And what it is that I need more. That's all it is. I just need more. I need more. And I'm tired of seeing your face, like, always looking like you got an attitude, like when somebody's trying to give you something. And then you got Adam saying, bro, go get it. Like, come on now. You know he ain't gonna pay attention to me. That's that second son syndrome. He ain't gonna pay attention to me. He always ignored me. So, anywho, look what happened. The one that was able to get the dragon, you know. So, anyway, but I guess it says something for the ones that always want it so much. He was blowing me too. Yeah, it's just like annoying. I'm just annoyed. So here we go, guys. yeah, like I said, he's covering his head because the hair is growing back. We saw him shaving it off and everything like that. Now, we also saw in this scene. This is another reason why I'm just like Adam. I mean, give it up, but I guess I'm happy for Adam. I don't know. I don't know enough about them to be happy, so I'm kind of like running ahead. I don't want to run ahead, but I loved that she said that to Corlys before she passed. Now he knows how she felt. Won't feel like he's disrespecting her if he brings the boys close. Exactly. Yes. Indeed. 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 And I'm wondering why he came out with the black hair and the other one came out with the silver. Okay, guys. So what I wanted to do was have this quote that Massaria had. Normally I'll have it like going across the screen or just showing, and I forgot to put it in. But she said to Rhaenyra, it is harder when she's trying to school Rhaenyra on, sorry, all the things that she's got going on over in King's Landing. How she's putting all that, the bugs in the air. You see how she sent that lady out to be like, oh, they're eating beef and lamb and fish and cakes and this and that and all these juicy. Listen, the food that lady was describing sound amazing, okay? And the fact that they didn't go crazy on them right then and there, like just go out into the streets and start going crazy, I was surprised, okay? But anyway, Massaria, she says it is harder to wage war abroad when you must also keep peace at home. And this was her response to Rhaenyra when Rhaenyra was saying that, you can make the flames grow higher and everything, but Aemond is going to use force to put them out, and that's when Massaria said what she said, and I was like, I love that because it's the truth. A lot of people, especially people in power, they don't understand that you better care about what the small folk think and how they feel, because if they come together, it's more of them than you, or more of us than you. If we come together, it can be an issue, right? So I like that right there. Okay, now speaking of the small folks, guys, oh my gosh, this was a disrespectful scene. Even though it was it's just a passerby type of thing, but like the guards there bringing through a wagon full of lamb for the dragons to eat, right? And meanwhile, the people are starving. They're going crazy. The food is running out and stuff. We saw Hugh's wife on the line. That's her. That's her right there. And she's looking at all the lamb pass by. And when she gets to the line, they have a sick daughter. When she gets to the line, and she's like, there's no more food left. She's like, please, I was waiting all day. Like, is there any scraps or anything? And look, they are guarding those lambs. So you can't even snatch one if you wanted to, okay? Are you kidding me? They are feeding the dragons, guys. This is extremely disrespectful, but of course they're going to feed the dragons because they love their dragons first of all, and then they're in they're in the middle of a war. So all right, guys. And now what's even sadder about this situation is that we have Larys telling he tries to warn Aemond that the people are growing angrier because there's no food, right? But his response, and when I say his, I'm talking about Aemond, his response is, so? He's like, and why is this anger directed towards us? You know what I'm saying? It's Rhaenyra, the pretender, it's her fault. She's the one who stopped the food from coming through, right? And I liked when Larys told him that the enemy within is more insidious, right? It's different when you're fighting abroad. It's kind of like the same, like we kind of see that him and Massaria have like similar thoughts when it comes to like the small folk and stuff, and he's trying to school Aemond just like Massaria is trying to school Rhaenyra, but the difference is that Rhaenyra cares and Aemond don't give a daggone. Okay, Aemond, I feel like he thinks that as long as I got my dragon, ain't nobody touching me. It's just not going it's not going to happen, so I don't care what you say, Let's see what So Iconic says. They could have flown the dragon out to eat somewhere, not them pulling a lamb U-Haul through the streets, teasing people. Right. That's what I'm saying. Oh my gosh. That was just insane, guys. Okay, so now we got Larys, guys, in this scene. he is telling Aemond that he needs a hand. Okay, you don't want to take on this burden by yourself. Okay, but that person that you choose as a hand should be different from the one that your brother had, which was Sir Kristen Cole. Okay, now of course we know he is trying to slide in and claim that position for himself, guys. But Aemond, he ain't having it. Okay, he will not be manipulated like Aegon. All right. So he tells Larys to send for his grandfather, Otto Hightower. All right. But we do find out later, guys, that Otto has not responded to any letters, and not even from Alicent. Okay. Now we'll talk about that a little bit later, because there definitely might be. Of course, there has to be a reason why he's not responding. Okay. But we got Maester Orwell, who comes in and kind of interrupts this whole thing, especially after Aemond calls he calls Larys a toad for just even assuming or just thinking that he was gonna have him as hand. Or no, I'm not naming you as hand. You must be out of your freaking mind, guy. You toad. He don't listen. You gotta already, guys. You already gotta know he does not respect Larys, because even in the first council, when they named him the regent, he let it be known, like, why would I trust you when you left your, what I'm saying, your seat open for grabs, what I'm saying, for the enemy to get to? Why would I respect you? I kind of feel like he might have wanted to say, why would I respect you after you had your brother and your father deleted? But he might have just held that one in, or maybe he doesn't know it, or maybe he suspects it. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure folks are talking or have talked. So like I said, Maester Orwell comes in to let Aemond know that Aegon has woken, guys, and he definitely might live. He is stronger than I expected. Okay, so now we have Aemond. Oh, what happy news. He's so crazy. All right, so he goes in there, guys, and he wants to see his brother, to ask him what he remembers. Okay, and Aegon says, I remember nothing. Okay, we know daggone well that is a freaking lie, because he knows that his brother would have definitely been in there to finish him off if he would have said, yeah, I remember you Jacarising me. That's what the heck I remember. My own brother, Jacaris. So, and then he tells me, it's like he's saying, well, in case you think that in case you remember what you think you remember, let me just remind you that your stupid behind went after Melees, okay? That's what happened. And he's pressing the ball into his burn and all that. Oh my God. Did y'all see when it was pulling like the skin and it's just, what's going on with him is very disgusting, and it probably stinks, okay? All right, guys. So now we have Mysaria, who comes and tells Rhaenyra that the gift is sent. Okay, the gift has been sent. Anybody like Mysaria's accent? I just love her accent. So then we see the boats come into the shore with the food in them. These boats carry Rhaenyra's banners, so they know exactly who it comes from, right? So the Smallfolk are praising her for feeding them. Oh well, Queen Rhaenyra, this and that. And listen, Hugh, he asking folks, where you get this food from, this and that. And they're like, oh, there's ships and all that coming in. He like, I ain't waiting for no daggone ships. Give me that food. Run me my... I was like, really? You want some bully mess right now? Because I'm looking at him like he's a pretty good guy, but he like, I don't care right now. Like, this is life or death, right? You go in and get your stuff. My child needs food ASAP. So he did not even care. He was like, I'm not going all the way to no shore to get with all these people. Are you kidding me? I probably wouldn't even get through. I don't even know if it's gonna be there when I get there. So I'm sorry. It's the survival of the fittest right now, and that's how it happens, though, right? Like, that's just how it goes. Okay, guys. So and I thought this was a pretty cool tactic. So now we have Alicent, and she's asking Maester Orwell what Aegon would be if he lives, And my guy, when she asked him that question, because he had his answers for everything at first, because she's like, oh, I thought you said that he was awake and doing better and stuff like that. And he was like, yeah, he spoke earlier, but he sleeps like 9 hours out of every 10. You know what I mean? And she was like, so what would happen if he lives? What would he be? My guy did not say anything. He just said, he's like, I'm gonna gracefully bow out of that one. That sounds like a you kind of issue, a kingly and queenly issue. I'm bowing out. We're not on the small council right now. I'm not about to talk about this, okay? So he just didn't say anything. I was like, wow, okay, that was respectful but a little bit awkward, guys, okay? But it is what it is. I mean, what is he gonna say? I mean, he could tell the truth, but I mean, how do you really answer that question? You know what I'm saying? Like, he has his mind, right? The same thing that Laris told him. He has his mind. Like, I'm not gonna freaking sit here and make plans for a king while he's in this position right now. Let's get to it when we get to it, okay? Okay, now, so here's what I have to say about this chick, Alicent, guys. It's been hard to hate her. I told you guys this earlier. It's been hard to hate her a little bit as of late. In my opinion, she's been showing that she does have love and concern for her children. Okay, now we saw how she put herself in front of Helaena when they were, trying to get away from the small folk, and she got the little fish guts thrown in her face, and all of that. So she was definitely trying to protect her daughter. And I never doubted that she loved her kids. I just didn't think that she was the best mom. But it's been hard to hate her, but I'm not forgetting at all, okay? Now, in this episode, we also see that she asks Gwen about her son, Darren. And, she's like, how is he? What's he like? And Gwen tells her that, he's loyal, he's this, he's that, all of these great qualities that this kid has. And then the biggest one was that he's kind, right? And it seems like she was happy to hear that, because she's like, that's one thing that I think my other boys have lacked. Aemond and Aegon, they weren't blessed with kindness. And I'm like, I wonder why. Like, why weren't they blessed with the kindness? All that hate and bitterness you had toward Rhaenyra over the years, it was displayed right in front of them, okay? So, maybe that's what you had to do something with that. You know what I'm saying? And I think she feels that way as well, because you got Gwen over there saying you did a good thing by sending him away. You know what I'm saying? And Kingslanding is this, that, and the third, the Red Keep, and blah blah blah. And she said, is it the castle or is it me, their mother? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, girl, it was you. You had a lot of hate just permeating throughout that freaking castle, and it is definitely your fault. Please understand and know. Okay? And here's another thing that I will say. She never tries to bond with Helaena over them little bugs, okay? So she still got some work to do as a mom, y'all. I'm just trying to say that I'm not hating her as much, okay? I actually don't hate her at all. I think that she's slowly but surely paying for the events that have been set in motion, So she's just most likely gonna get what's coming to her, and then that's just that. But look, I might feel bad for her when it happens, because they're really softening her up compared to how they have her in the book. So whatever, guys. All right, so earlier I talked about how Otto is not responding to letters, because she talked to her brother in this scene about it too. Like, he's not responding to any of my letters and all that stuff. And Gwen is like, yeah, well, you've been the favorite, so if he's going to respond to anybody, he's going to respond to you. And so that's that. So what I wanted to say was that, let us not forget that House Beesbury, according to Maester Orwyle, he tells her that House Beesbury has raised an army against the High Towers for what happened to Lord Beesbury. Okay, like the demise of Lord Beesbury. So they're ready for vengeance. Okay, thanks to Sir Kristen Cole and his little, terrible temperament. Okay, his terrible temper. He, like Alicent said, he doesn't know how to control himself. So he's the one who did it. He's the one that should be suffering. Okay? Stupid guy. Okay, guys. So next we have Laris, who visits Aegon and he stops him from getting milk of the poppy. I think most likely that was probably milk of the poppy, right? For the pain and stuff like that. Now, Larys tells Aegon that Maester Oiwal has done everything he can for him, and he's most likely never going to be whole. He will never be whole, right? But he will have his mind, right? You'll still have your mind. You'll never run again, right? And then he goes as far as to tell Aegon that he's basically a legend now because he survived Dragonfire. So, take heart with that. But anyway, after using this as a bonding moment for, two disabled men, one which Larys is telling Aegon, you're going to be made fun of. People will underestimate you and you will use that to your advantage. Larys tells Aegon that, while his brother Aemond rules in his stead, Aegon's life is in danger. Okay, so once Aegon says, help me, that's all Larys needed to hear. Okay, like, even in this moment, like, I don't like Larys, but I like these type of moments where they're just showing, like, the human side of a character. Like, Larys, he was born with the clubfoot, and he's kind of explaining how his father thought that there was some type of curse or some type of spell that was casted and things of that nature, especially being in Harrenhal, right? And I could kind of feel, even though he's always manipulating things, Larys, but I can kind of feel his pain pretty much. Okay. Now, and that's what I was talking about with the bonding moment between him and Aegon. Like, he's looking at Aegon like now, bro, you're a cripple. You see, I've been a cripple, and people always look. They never see me coming. They never think that I'm the one that's pulling the strings and all that stuff. And now you can be that way too, because you still got your mind. Let them sleep on you like they sleep on me. Okay, so we're gonna work this thing out together. Now, we already know that he cannot manipulate Aemond, and it was shown to him, it was proven to him when he tried to suggest being the hand to Aemond, and Aemond was like, heck no, get the heck up out of here, go get my grandfather. Okay, so now he's back. So to him, that was definitely good news to hear that Aegon is gonna be okay and he's gonna live, because now he's like, oh good, I get to still have my claws in somebody, because this daggone Aemond, man, I don't know about him. Mess around though, he would have probably wound up poisoning Aemond or something, because I just don't see him continuing to allow this guy. If he's trying to reach higher heights and all that, he would have came up with a plan. That's what I think. Okay. Now, anyway, guys, we have Seasmoke, guys, who he said, I will not be claimed. You understand me? I will not be claimed. Okay, I'm gonna chase Adam down, and I'm gonna be the one doing the claiming. Now, what a freaking twist. Okay, now, do you think he's had his eye on Adam for quite some time, guys? Because this is not the first time that he flew over him. We saw Adam kind of admiring him and stuff like that. Do you guys, I mean, it's Seasmoke, right? So my mind, I'm thinking, do you think Adam was looking at Seasmoke in awe, like, that was my brother's dragon? You know what I'm saying? Or was he just looking at a dragon like, oh, snap, a dragon? You know what I mean? Like, what do you guys think? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. You can do it now, or you can do it, on the what you call it, the the replay, okay? But I'm just wondering, like, I just thought about that. Obviously these kids, they knew who their father was all their lives. So, did you know that this was your brother's dragon? I kind of feel like that was a common thing to know, though. You know what I mean? Anyway, yeah, Seasmoke he been flying over his head, but that wasn't nice what he did to Stefan, though. That wasn't nice. He didn't have to play with him like that. He could have just sniffed him out and kept it moving. He did not have to Dracarys him. Okay, so yeah, what a twist, guys. They're gonna always do that anyway, because everybody who has read the books, they kind of figured, hey, I know what the heck is gonna happen, so we're gonna keep on throwing these little twists at you, which I'm actually okay with. Okay, guys, so now we get to this scene. We're almost done here. Mysaria tells Rhaenyra that she believes that Rhaenyra is meant to be queen, and you're steadfast and all this stuff. We kind of hear, we don't kind of, we hear her tell the story of what happened to her, where she got that scar on her neck from and stuff like that. Some terrible business happened between her and her father. She actually was pregnant from him and all that, and he sliced her and left her for dead. Okay, and she vowed not to ever trust anybody, and she says it's gotten her pretty far, but now it seems like she's trusting Rhaenyra. You're steadfast, you've treated me like an equal and all of this stuff, and I believe that you're meant to be queen, right? And so this makes Rhaenyra feel very, I guess, encouraged, because at this point, Rhaenyra seems to be losing heart. Even my own son doesn't value me as queen, or doesn't think that I know what I'm doing. It's everything is Daemon, 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 you know. So she walks over to her, Rhaenyra. She walks over to her, she gives her a hug, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. That's so nice. I'm happy for Rhaenyra. I need her. She needs somebody by her side. But then it turns into a whole, thing. They're kissing and all that stuff, and then we got a guard coming in who interrupts that flow, because who knows what would have happened after the fact, y'all. Okay. But I wasn't surprised. Like, I can't say I saw it coming, but I just wasn't surprised. You know what I mean? But I'm just waiting to see how far this will move the plot along. That's my main thing. Like, what is this going to do for the plot? How is this going to make it juicier or whatever? I don't freaking know. Yeah, it was gonna happen, right? Like, it made Rhaenyra feel empowered and real sizzle like. Okay. So, guys, in the last scene, we see Rhaenyra, because the guy comes in, and he's the guy. I'm sorry, I'm getting tired, y'all. Not the guy, the guard. He comes in and he's like, "Oh, Seasmoke has been spotted. He has a rider. We can't tell who," because she wants to know who it is. And automatically, you got sorry, saying, "Is it the Greens?" And listen, Rhaenyra, she is seen flying off on Cyrax, and she needs to know who the heck this is. Okay, I need to know who is on this dragon back. All right, and that is how the episode ended, guys. And I want to know what you guys thought about this episode. Was I guess I feel like it was good enough. We're here, we're talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Good enough. However, I'm not really excited about what's going to happen next. So there's only 2 episodes left, and it's just not exciting for me. I don't know. And here's my thing. This is me thinking that, all right, since we don't have that much source material, like with the Song of Ice and Fire, we have so many books, right? We don't have that much source material. So if we could possibly get at least 4 seasons out of this, we need to kind of like drag the other significant events along that we know are going to take place. We got to drag some things out. So I'm just trying to figure out like what will be something huge that's going to happen in the next 2 episodes. I don't know. So that's where I'm at with it. I just don't really see what they're doing. I don't see what they're doing. Is Daemon gonna come out of Harrenhal? You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing here? And I'm not trying to rush it. I'm really not. I'm just like, to have 2 episodes left and it hasn't been that exciting is just like, wow. I almost feel like they could have left the Rhaenys death for a later time, because that freaking episode was so epic. And was that an episode? What was that, episode 4? That was episode 4, guys. That was too epic for an episode 4. And yeah, so I'm just kind of confused as to like where we're going. But I'm here for the ride anyway. I'm loving, I just love that whole world, Westeros and all that good stuff. So yeah, I'm not necessarily complaining. I'm just on my confusion at this point. You know what I'm saying? Totally on my confusion. And I don't want to be confused anymore. I want to see more. I just want to see freaking more. Okay? Bring the plot along. You know, do something with Rhaenyra. You know, get her going. Let her smack a few more people. Even, you know, get a tongue out or two. You know, like do something. Have her and Daemon like meet up one time or something like that. I don't freaking know. I just need something to be done. All right. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here. I'm so glad that I was able to merge both the channels, because I would have been done with this so freaking fast with nobody to talk to. I'd have been in and out. I would have said what I said and I would have been in and out. But I love to interact with you guys. That's the whole point. But thank you guys so much for being here. Antigone, and I think I know how to say your name because I love Greek mythology, and that's how you say those kind of names, girl. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Antigone, thank you for being here. So iconic. I'm so happy you were here. And J Mac, thank you for hanging out. And who else? Let's see. I got some new people. I think they're from the new channel. Greek Girl. I love that. So cute. Michelle Wadler. B1, who is here for Team Green. And there's probably some other people, but they're not saying anything, which is totally fine. Rashonda Greer, thank you guys so freaking much, okay, for being here. I love y'all lots. Love your channel. I need to find the other one. Oh, thank you, hun. It's called Rewind That with Miss K. Let me see if I could put it in there. I don't understand. But that channel, hold on. Sorry. This is my other channel. I don't know if you can see it though, actually. Rewind That with Miss K. It should pop up right away. But we talk about crime drama stuff. So Power Universe, The Shy, all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So I don't know if you're into that, but if you're into that kind of stuff, then yeah, please come on over. You know. We have fun. We have, you know, panels and all that stuff. It's more popping over there. But since I love like fantasy stuff and I'm into like history things, so right now I'm so excited because freaking Valhalla came back, so I'm into that. And I wanted to separate the channels, so because I just love all that kind of stuff, Game of Thrones, and I definitely want to get into I've only read the first book, so I'm trying to journey with that soon, and I want to take that journey with you guys on the other channel. So I've got so many things that I want to do, and so there you go. Oh yeah, J-Mac, Godfather of Harlem. Yes, we do. There's a lot of content on there. It's over like I think 700 videos or something like that, and my channel's birthday was the other day. So yeah. But anyway, guys, thank you so much once again for being here. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to For the Watch and to Rewind That with Miss K. Okay. And that's that, okay? I'll talk to you guys. See you in the next video. And take care and be blessed. Bye-bye.